Hello student, this is Pallab Darbari, your host, and you are watching Pallab Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss Indian Economic Development, class 12th. This is the part 4th of the chapter, Rural Development. In this video, we will discuss agriculture marketing system. We will discuss need for agriculture marketing, and finally, we will discuss problems of agriculture marketing. Let us see what is agriculture marketing system. Agriculture marketing system consists of activities ranging from harvesting until the final sale of the produced. So all the activities comes in between harvesting and the sale of the final product comes under marketing system. Following are the activities which involved in marketing system. Number 1, gathering the produced after harvesting. Second one is processing the produced. Third is grading the produced according to the different quantity, according to the different quality norms. Then packing the produced, and finally storing the produced for different use. And last one is selling the produced at an attractive price. So it involves 6 activities. Number 1, gathering the produced after harvesting, processing the produced, gathering the produced according to different quality norms, packing the produced, storing the produced for different use, and selling the produced at an attractive price. Let us see the need for agriculture marketing. Agriculture is marketing is being needed for following purposes. Number 1, so that the maximum price the farmers can get for the product. The farmer should get the proper storage and transport facilities. Industry should get the regular supply of raw material from the farmers. And finally, the role of the middleman should be cut short so that the farmers and the final consumer should be happy. Let us discuss all these points one by one in detail. Listen, agriculture marketing system helps the farmers to fetch the maximum price for the produce in the market. This system guide full information about prevailing prices to the farmers and hence safeguard their interest. Second need is the availability of proper storage and transport facilities so that the farmer should be motivated to increase the output. Third benefit is, or third need for agriculture marketing is that if the agriculture marketing system is good, the industry will get the uninterrupted supply of the raw material from agriculture sector, and that is very good for the smooth running of the industries. And the last one is the agriculture marketing reduced the role of the middleman in the sale and the purchase of agriculture produced, and this will help the farmers and also help the final consumers. Let us see the measures taken by the government to improve agriculture marketing. The government has taken following measures. Number 1, the government organize regulated market. Second step is the government has taken is infrastructure development. Then propagation of market information, giving market information, spreading marketing informations. Then fixing the minimum support price policy. Then setting up warehouse facilities. And finally, improvement of transport facilities. By taking these 6 measures, the agriculture marketing system will be improved and the farmers will get, and the final consumers and the industry will get the maximum benefit. Let us discuss all these measures one by one. Let us see. The first measure is organize regulated market. The question is, what is this regulated market? In regulated market, the sale and the purchase of farm produce are monitored by the committee, comprises farmers, government agent, brokers and traders. Why? To protect the farmers from fraudulent practices of intermediaries. I hope the meaning of the regulated market is clear. Regulated market is the market where the sale and purchase of farm produced are monitored by the committee. Let us see the important functions of the marketing committee. The marketing committee is performing these following functions. Number one, prohibiting underlead dealings, unlawful deduction and fraudulent practices of intermediaries. So what the first important function which the committee is performing is prohibiting unlawful deduction and fraudulent practices of intermediaries. Second importance is infusing greater transparency through the use of proper scales and weight. Third importance is ensuring farmers receive a fair price in exchange for their produce. And the last importance is making farmers aware of prevailing market condition. They should know. They should have complete information about the market. They should know the demands of the consumers. They should know the prevailing price. So they should have the complete information about the market. At the end, the regulated market also fix the brokerage charges so that the confusion should be minimized. So we can say that the marketing committees perform these important functions. Number one, prohibit the fraudulent practices of intermediaries, spreading transparency, ensuring that the farmer should receive the fair price, ensure that the farmer should have the complete information about the prevailing market conditions, and this committee also fixes the brokerage charges. The second is infrastructure development. Lack of infrastructure forces the farmers to sell their produce right after harvesting, even at unfavorable prices. Under the infrastructure, the connectivity comes, storage facility comes, transportation facilities comes. So because of the lack of these infrastructure facilities, farmers are forced to sell the final product at a very lower price. Why? Because they can't hold the product for the right consumers and they can't wait the right price or the good price. To continue this, to counter this, the Indian government has set up cold storages and warehouses so that the farmers can put their final produced in cold storage, can wait the right consumer who can pay the good price for their product. This has given the farmers the options of selling their produced. The third measure is propagation of market information. Prior to the introduction of the agriculture marketing system, before the Indian agriculture marketing system, Indian farmers would fall prey to intermediaries and traders. How they fall prey? Because they don't have any idea about the prevailing price. So whatever the information they get, they only get the information or receive the information from the intermediaries and the traders, and they always give the incomplete and the quack and the inappropriate informations with a malevolent intention of their own benefit. To protect them, they had to be made aware of market updates like current price, sales, and stock updates. These market updates are disseminated through newspapers, radio, televisions, etc. In 2004, the government has started the Kisan call centers to spread up disseminations of market updates. The next is MSP policy, that is minimum support price policy. Minimum support price policy is the main legislated price that the farmers can charge in return for selling their produced. This policy enables the farmers to sell their produce in the open market at a higher price. If the price falls, the farmers sell their product at minimum support price. The government agencies, that is FCI, Food Corporation of India, purchase the product from the farmers at minimum support price and keep it at buffer stock. The buffer stock then sold through the public distribution system, that is called ration ki dukan, at a subsidized rate to the people. The next step is setting up of warehouse facilities. Actually, it comes under the infrastructure development. This setting of warehousing facilities encourages the farmers to invest in crop, store their excess produce and sell it later at an attractive price. The central and the state warehousing corporation has provided farmers with storage space for storing their excess produced. The next is improvement of transportation comes. It also comes under the infrastructure development. With the better transportation facilities at their disposal, farmers can sell their produce in urban areas at higher price. Now let us see the alternative channel for agriculture marketing. It was found that small and the marginal farmers who sold their product through middlemen are often exploited because of different prices. Alternative market channels have thus been developed. Why? To protect the interest of small and the marginal farmers. These alternative channels are a direct sale to consumers and sale contracts by national and multinational companies. Through these alternative channels, the small and the marginal farmers' interest is protected. Now let us see the problems of agriculture marketing. Despite various attempts by the government, the system of agriculture has only been partly successful. Not fully, partly successful. Private traders and the middlemen remain the dominant player in the marketing system. They account for 90% of the marketing activities are under the hands of private traders and the middlemen, and the 10% of the activities is under the control of government. Since the 90% of the marketing activities is under the control of the private traders, so the motive of the agriculture marketing committee is the interest of the committee works for the interest of the private traders and the middlemen. They are not working for the betterment of the farmers. Farmers no doubt will get the benefit, but they are getting a very small percentage of the benefit. Because this committee made rules and regulations which are best suited for the interest of the private traders, not for the farmers. Let us see the obstacles in the way of the successful marketing. The first one is defecting weighing techniques and misappropriation of accounts. Being illiterate and ignorant, farmers fell prey to defective weighing techniques and misappropriation of accounts. Their account is being, figures in the account is being altered. Less money is being paid. Their product is being weighed less. They are getting less money. These are the things through which the farmer's interest is being affected. The next is ignorance. Lack of knowledge of market price and market condition forces. Farmers are forced to sell their product at a lower price since they don't have the complete information. They get the information from the from the committee members, and they tell the policies so that the committee member, that is private traders and the middlemen, should get the maximum benefits. The next problem in this system is lack of proper storage facilities. Lack of proper storage facilities forces the farmers to sell their produce at a lower price after harvesting. In our country we are having the shortage of godowns and the warehouses, so facilities are not proper. Because of improper storage facilities, agriculture produce is vulnerable to damage due to bad weather. It still depends on the weather. The next is difficulty in obtaining agriculture credit. Lack of institutional sources of finance. Farmers are forced to fall back on moneylenders for obtaining credit. Such credit is subject to many conditions which resulted in the exploitation of the small and the marginal farmers. Next one is lack of transport facilities. Farmers are unable to sell their produce in far off places. Why? Because lack of transportation facilities and proper roads. Another problem is large number of intermediaries. Farmers are separated. How they are separated from the actual consumers of their produce? By large number of intermediaries. These intermediaries purchase the product from the farmers at a lower price and sell the same at a higher prices to the final consumers. This implies farmers get a small share of the actual returns on their produce. Studies indicates that Indian farmers on an average receive less than 60% of the actual price paid. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.